welcome. This video is going to demonstrate creating cameras in Revit. Basic cameras, how do you create them, how do you save them, how do you export them to possibly use in Photoshop or to add realistic people at a later date time. Okay, so I'm in the cafe project that I've been using and creating videos of. I'm in the plan view, so off on my project browser off on my right side, which is usually below your properties on the left side. Under floor plans level 1, I am. How do we create cameras? Where do we find cameras? In Revit, you go to the View tab, you go to the Create panel, and you go to Camera. And 2 cameras I'm going to create. I'm going to create one literally at this intersection here of a structural column and millwork, looking out at the exterior wall. So my first snap is creating the camera. My second snap is creating where the target is. When you create a camera in Revit, it will always be in this hidden line style. The boundary to it will be selected, which is blue. And if you don't like the size or you're not seeing enough of your peripheral, which is truly what I'm not seeing, you can select this icon at the top of the interface called Size Crop. It will tell you what that size of the image is, or the camera view is 6 inches by 4.5, and I like to change this to 8 inches. Hit apply, hit OK, and obviously I could see a little bit more on my left and my right hand peripheral sides. Wonderful. Something I like to do also, if I have something like a CAD drawing that I'm referencing in Revit, which most of the time I do, I like to turn it off here, and I just simply go to the temporary hide isolate button, the eyeglasses, and I select it and I'll just hide that element. And of course, I'm also going to rename this camera. So off on the right hand side again, under my project browser, under 3D views, your camera will always be called 3D view 1, 2, 3. I try to rename them right away, taking care of organization right away. So camera view, and I'm going to call this exterior. Wonderful. And again, usually I will change my visual style to shaded, just so I could see where and what I've applied material to. I haven't really done much here, but it's kind of nice to see. But again, it also is dark, or darker. So then I'll save my Revit file, and I will head back to floor plan level 1 to create my next camera view, which again is cameras, the View tab, Create panel. Under the pull-down menu 3D view, select your camera. My second camera, I'm going to stand at the curtain wall, this curtain wall here, and this round structural column. I'm going to snap a camera, and I'm going to drag and snap my target. And again, it'll be a visual style of hidden line always. The boundary will always be selected in blue, and you can select size crop. And you can change that size to that window, and I just like to change it to 8. Most of the time, sometimes I change it to 9. Again, like I have peripheral here that I'm not seeing. Do I want to make it wider? But if I make several camera views, I try to make them the same size so they're consistent. And when I obviously put them on, some type of board, an InDesign layout or Photoshop layout, and literally it makes it easy because all my images are perfectly the same. Again, I rename immediately. So again, under my project browser, under 3D view 1, I'm just going to right click, rename, and I'm going to call this camera view interior. But I'm also going to select the CAD drawing in my camera view, and I'm going to also hide that element. So everything looks nice and clean. And I am going to keep it saved on shaded. Next, I'd like to show you how do I actually export these views. So I have camera view interior and I have a camera view exterior. If I want to save these, if I was ready to save them, you guys can see I still have a little bit of work to do, right? I don't have enough furniture. I haven't applied material. This isn't truly a photoreal rendering where I've added lights everywhere. So for the most part, I'm just going to be working schematically. So I am going to go to the File pull down in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to go to Export, and I'm going to go to where it says Images and Animations. And under Images and Animations, there's an image option. Go ahead and select it. And literally, I am going to first make sure that I am in the folder that I want to work in, which for me is going to be our subfolder for class. And I'm going to call this and put this in a folder called rendering. Let's make it easy for myself. It looks like I already started. So this is the exterior, camera view exterior. So I'm going to save that. And yes, I'm going to override whatever I had. I am working on the left-hand side here under export range. It's the current window that I want to save. Down below under options, everywhere that it says hide, I'm going to check on as an option. I don't see the scope boxes and the reference work planes and view tags, but again, better safe than sorry, so I always keep that on as default. At the right side at the top where it says image size, under by default it's basically selected to fit to. I'm going to change that to zoom to, and I'm going to zoom this at 75%. And why I did zoom to is because I want to be able, down here under format, to change my raster image quality to 300. I want a higher quality image, no matter if I'm working schematically in schematic design or if I'm at the end of the final design development presentation for final sign-off. I always want, and I think you'll always want, high resolution images. High quality, if you will, because they're easy to work with, easy to manipulate and revise, if you will. And I'm just saving these as JPEGs. However, you can save images as PNGs, targets, TIFFs, bitmaps. JPEGs, nice and easy. Again, I told you I'm working schematically, so very loose. And so I'm just going to hit OK here. Again, it's telling me that I already have a file named that. I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to override it. And nothing really happens. You really do need to double check your folder and double check that it was saved. And I'm pretty sure that it was, so I'm not going to go to my folder to check, but you just need to. Same thing with the second camera view. You're going to select camera view interior. You are going to go to the file pull down. You're going to select export, and you are going to select images and animation and the image itself. And then literally, I am just going to select, this is exterior, I'm sorry, this is interior now. So I'm going to select that. Yes, I'm overriding. And then literally all of my same settings should be saved, so I shouldn't have to do anything, which you guys can see is true. I'm going to hit OK. Yes, I'm going to override it one more time. Sorry about that. I forgot the images were in there. And that's it. That is basic creating of cameras, renaming them, saving them. We're going to start to get into some other videos and rendering and adding people, and so we'll have other parts to this, but this is just basic cameras. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like the little video. If not, let me know. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and thank you very much for watching, and have a great day and holiday. Ciao.